Hello everyone! Now that I have fixed the issue with the campfires and the beehives, I can finally give a little tour of my honey farm that I've been working on. This is my Forever World in Bedrock 1.21, and I was able to make it so the campfires are going directly into the beehives, so hopefully it'll work a little better. Just gotta recuperate. On a side note, I love all of the campfire noises that I can hear around here. I feel like it sounds so realistic to like a real campfire, and it's kind of soothing. I don't know. Plus, I love all of the colors. Now, I know my honey farm is a little sporadic and crazy and cluttered, and not all my builds are like this, but I used to build so perfectly symmetrical and just try to make sure everything was perfect, and I found Minecraft becoming more of a chore than something that was actually enjoyable that would use my creativity. So I decided to stop making sure everything was symmetrical and bland and instead start doing it however, just whatever came to mind in that moment right there. And I found that I actually enjoy it a lot more. So sometimes getting around the honey farm is a little difficult because of all the obstacles, but in my opinion, it's worth it because it makes me really happy being over here because of all the colors and the imperfections of it. So let's get started. I made two different types of the beehives. They're the same structure, just I made some of them with bamboo trapdoors and some of them with cherry trapdoors. Now the ones with bamboo, I love how the bamboo blocks look, especially with this texture pack, because it just makes you think of bees. I feel like it blends so well. And then originally I had the campfires down below there, and then there's the trapdoor. You can kind of still see it because I didn't remove them. I just added a campfire. But now the smoke from the campfire is going directly into the beehive. And then I did the same with all of those. And then with the bees' nests, which are these ones that are on the trees, these ones I also had, it's the same design, just I put moss carpet on top instead because you do need something blocking it. Since the bees are not the smartest mob, they will fly directly into the fire and burn themselves, unfortunately. It looks like it's about to be nighttime. Do I have a bed? I do have a bed. That's good. I think we will sleep here in a moment, and then when I wake up, we'll be able to see the bees because they like to come out first thing in the morning. Maybe not. Oh, yep, you can see a few of them coming out. But anyways, so yes, moss carpet helps. The smoke does actually go all the way through, whereas the trapdoors, it looks exactly like this, but I guess the trapdoors the game sees as like a full block that nothing can get through. But with the moss carpet, the smoke is definitely reaching the hive. I have tested it out a few times just to make sure, and I have not gotten stung. Whereas I do get stung with the trapdoors on top because the smoke doesn't actually reach it. I have a couple crafting tables as well as clocks kind of spread around here because I feel like I'm always looking for a crafting table and I don't have one in my inventory and I don't have one nearby, so I like to just spread them out. This is my Forever World on the PS5, so Bedrock 1.21. And because it's my Forever World, I just decided to go with the flow with whatever I felt I wanted at that moment. Now I have a couple crops because bees actually will collect the pollen and essentially bone meal all of your crops for you. So I figured it was a good use for farming. Was just kind of using the bees' pollen to fertilize the crops. Not that I need more because I have so many crop farms, but I have some carrots, some wheat, and potatoes, and they're also partially just for looks. And I love how the potatoes with the texture pack kind of look like the daisies. I think that's really neat. Obviously I have some flowers spread all around because bees love flowers and that's where they collect the pollen from. Then I have some jack-o'-lanterns and normal lanterns to keep the mobs out, and also I feel like it just makes it look so pretty and unique. Then I have my melons and pumpkins, just kind of trying to take advantage of the farming aspect of this area. You can kind of see, especially with the peonies, why it's a whole obstacle course, but you know what? It's worth it for me. And then here's some more crafting tables, clocks over here. The clocks are so that you can tell, you know, what time of day the bees are going to be awake versus what time of day they're going to be asleep. And here we go, more storage over here. So we got shears, which I will use these so that I can kind of demonstrate how I collect the honeycomb. And then we got honey bottles here, which looks like there's just glass bottles in there right now. But I use these to collect jars of honey, or bottles of honey? Honey bottles, I think is what it's called. And then flowers for, this is kind of just if I'm around the area, I'll collect flowers. And oh my goodness, if I can get this one open. Wow, I have nothing in there. There's some peonies. But I'll use those to breed them, obviously, and make them happy. My husband likes to remind me that it's just a game and they are AI and they don't actually feel emotion because they're like NPCs. But I like to convince him that no, the animals act differently when I feed them or give them nice, pretty little enclosures like this. See, I feel like my bees are 100% happier. But you know what? I think one day maybe I can convince him. But yeah, and then also I was going through bone mealing all of these crops to try and make it look more aesthetic for this video. And I accidentally bone mealed a peony. And I had no idea that you can use flowers and duplicate them using bone meal. Now I have a dye shop. It's that big. You can kind of see the pink roof over there. But I have like a little greenhouse with flowers. You know what? Let's go over there so that I can kind of demonstrate, and then we'll come back to the honey farm. My base is very much unfinished. There's no paths or anything whatsoever. Even this dye shop is not finished, but you can kind of see, we'll just go inside real quick. I am going to give a little tour of my dye and wool shop, but not today. But I have all of these flowers for making dyes, and I didn't even realize. Okay, you can't bone meal that one. Wait, which ones can you bone meal? I'm confused now. Okay, so it's just the big, like the bushy ones. So can I do like this one? Okay. See, I'm learning stuff right now. But anyways, thanks to the bees, I learned that my little greenhouse is not completely useless and I can actually bone meal some flowers. Good to know that it's not all of them though. That is good to know. This is my coarse fruit farm. I will also get to that in a different video. But right now, I just really want to talk about my honey farm. Alright, so I learned that, and that was super exciting, especially because I use the flowers to breed bees, and that way I don't have to go find a flower field somewhere off in the middle of nowhere to try and collect flowers for my bees. So it's actually quite nice to know that I can do that. And then I also have more storage over this way. So I just use barrels because I like the look of them if I'm doing outdoor builds like this. And then I got my honey bottles, honeycomb that I collect, don't have very much yet, and honey blocks, and then of course the crafting table and the clock. Now, also my entire fur world is covered in cherry trees, so it's not just the bee farm, but you can see over there I have some. I like to use them as a border, just to kind of enclose, you know, which space is my safe place, I guess, my home in Minecraft world. I also, as you can see, have some moss carpet kind of spread around. It's just to help the mobs. And I don't know for sure, but I don't think mobs can spawn on this because it's not like a full block. So I don't think mobs can spawn on petals, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna go collect some of the honey if I can. Oh, this one looks like it's ready. Yep, and then we now have a bottle of honey. And honestly, I feel like this is satisfying. I like the sound. So you can tell the front of it based off of this little part right here. That's how you know that that's the front of it. And I learned that that part cannot be blocked off because I thought that that was the back. And I had trapdoors all the way around these, but I didn't like the look of it, and it was also extremely inconvenient. So as you could see, some of them, like if they look like that, they don't have honey. So that one is not ready. This one is ready. This one is ready. So Minecraft is so smart. like this way. It's kind of funny because there are some things that don't make any sense with Mojang. Like the trap doors showing that the smoke is going through, but it's not actually going through. But then there are other things that are so awesome and realistic, like the fact that, you know, when the bees sting you, they die because their stingers are removed, and the way that they pollinate, and the bees even look different when they're carrying pollen. See, that one does not have pollen right now. He's looking for pollen, but I wonder if I could find one that has pollen. I think this is really neat, but I'm unfortunately not seeing any bees that have pollen. But basically, when they collect the pollen, you can see it kind of in their fuzz, just like, you know, bumblebees in real life. You could see the oh, he's got pollen now. I think he got them from the tree. I didn't know that they could do that. But yeah, you could see the pollen like that he collected, which I think is so cute and so cool. And then to collect honeycomb, you just come over to the bee nests, and these are the ones that you don't make, but you can also see the honey on these ones. I don't know if I have any, because basically those little tiny circles, those are the honeycomb. And so if you don't see any honey and it's just hollow and brown like that, it means, oh, let's not fall in the water. It means there's none to be collected. That's okay, I collected some recently. Oh, here we go. See, you could see the gold there, so you could tell that the honey's there. Oh my gosh, what? What? Oh, I did not mean to. Okay. Maybe they can't go through moss carpet after all? Or maybe it's too high up there. I think it might be too high up there, and that might be the issue. Can I collect this one? No? I don't know. Maybe it has to be like literally the block directly underneath, like it is with these. Okay, well, that's good to know. Now I feel bad. Now I have to breed a bunch more bees because, oh my goodness, I just got so many stings. I just lost so many bees. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I will just have to go through and breed bees, but it's okay. I have 4 more bone meal. I could get some more flowers and see what I can make of it. I'm so sorry, bee. Oh my goodness. So many of them are going to die here in a minute. Oh, there goes one. I feel so bad. I wish bees knew that hurts them. So I'm thinking, because I know it goes through the moss carpet. I'm pretty sure I saw someone else do that, or maybe that's just a Java thing, not a Bedrock thing. So I'll experiment with it a little. Oh my goodness, we just watched another one. I'm so sorry you had to see that. But maybe it's because it needs to go quite literally directly underneath. So I could try and make it look kind of like this, but up there with the nest also. I'm not sure, but then how would I collect the honeycomb when it's that high up? Because you can see here that some of them, I think definitely I'm gonna bring an LA over here and have her collect honeycomb for me because it's so high up, and then that way I could put the campfires directly underneath the hives. You know, see, we're still experimenting, still finding out things that work and don't work. But every time I think I'm not gonna get stung, I do. Anyways, that is the nice little tour of my honey farm. I had so much fun making this, and it wasn't as hard as I thought. I mean, yes, I had a lot of trial and error and got stung quite a few times, but it was still so much fun.